Welcome to Just Listen for a bit of admiration for an album that stood the test of time and is a great listen even today, almost 60 years after its release on Blue Note label. The Sidewinder is an album that belongs to the Pantheon of jazz history. A stellar band led by trumpeter Lee Morgan, with Joe Henderson on tenor saxophone, Barry Harris on piano, Bob Cranshaw on bass and Billy Higgins on drums. Each of these musicians is a legend on its own, with many immortal performances. Still, at only 25 years old at the time of release of Sidewinder, young trumpeter Lee Morgan is the star of the show. They were all so young at that time. Joe Henderson was 26. Morgan already developed a style for composition which proved to be modern and long-term valid. The quintet plays relaxed and there is a good variety in rhythm throughout the album. The opening track, the title track, the Sidewinder, is one of the most recognizable melodies of the era. Even the commercial success of the album was so large that it helped Blue Note and its label owner Albert Lyon recover from a rough period. The album was Blue Note's best-selling record ever. Here's a small part of that memorable Sidewinder tune. Nothing less impressive is the rest of the album. Continuing with the second track, Totem Pole, where several solos are outstanding. Mostly Henderson gets credit for his tenor virtuosity on this track, and it sure is already showing a direction in which his saxophone playing style is developing. Still, solo by Morgan is just the bursting energy of youth coming from his trumpet. Piano solo by Barry Harris is also, to me at least, a very dear part of this tune. Totem Pole, at over 10 minutes of length, is a true roller coaster of great music. Lee Morgan recorded a lot and led 25 albums for Blue Note. He was most sought-after hardbop trumpeter at the time, especially after the tragic car accident that took the life of trumpet icon Clifford Brown at 25. Gary's Notebook is a blues composition Morgan devoted to a friend of his. Morgan and Henderson play in unison opening theme. It's a marvelous power of those two young lions that propels the tune into first Henderson's angular solo, continued by start-stop blows, follow-up on Henderson's play by Morgan that soon take off into his own improvisation. Then Barry Harris has a short solo and things go back to trumpet and sax for another round. Just a hard bop at its best. Recording engineer of this masterpiece is well-known Rudy Van Gelder, probably the best man in the business. Lee Morgan already at 18 had recorded for Blue Note. The album is called Indeed. The next composition, Boy What a Night, is a blues waltz. In the original liner notes by Leonard Feather, he wrote that Lee Morgan's solo reflects some influence of Dizzy Gillespie in his phrasing and ability to retain a theme over considerable length. A bit of interesting trivia. The first composition of his own that Morgan recorded is called The Lion and the Wolf, in honor of Blue Note label owners Alfred Lion and Francis Wolf. Last tune on the album is probably the simplest one, as Morgan himself called it, a nice easy blowing thing. Great solo by Barry Harris piano and of course great performances by both Morgan and Henderson. Billy Higgins is a great support as always to the band, and his solo toward the end is simple but effective. And there you have it. 5 exceptional interpretations of Lee Morgan's compositions, showing his development as a composer and a soloist. Add to that a chance to hear 26-year-old saxophone of soon-to-become an icon Joe Henderson, and a great rhythm section with Bob Cranshaw, the bassist, Billy Higgins, the drummer, and Barry Harris at the piano. Morgan's life had an abrupt tragic ending. When he was only 33, he was shot and killed by his common wife in New York, February 19, 1972. A tragic loss of such a talent. A link to SONGWHIP will take you directly to Sidewinder on major streaming platforms. Thank you for watching.